Hey YouTube, it's Jamie smoking in my car. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is I'm smoking my Savinelli Fantasia series sort of bent Dublin. Now, check this out. So, I got this as a gift and it was, I think I showed you this before, but it was engraved with my initials. So, I guess that it'll never make it as an estate pipe, right? Who wants a pipe with after I die, let's say. Mm. Mm. And in this Savinelli pipe, I am smoking Escudo Navy Deluxe, which is fantastic. Really good. And I did a short DGT on it, as I try to do with Virginias whenever possible, because I think it just, I don't know, I'm finding that it really helps, even if I can get a few hours DGT on it. Rub out the medallions, kind of let them dry a little bit, maybe a little more than I think they ought to be dried, and then and then do a charring light and smoke a little bit of the bowl down, and then set it down. And then when I come back, I find personally that it is deeper, smoother, richer. This pipe is pretty much, I've dedicated this pipe to Virginias because I don't think I've smoked, this is my newest pipe, I think, or second newest pipe, and I haven't smoked anything but Virginias out of it, because when I was breaking in it, I break in my pipe smoking Virginias, and usually, like Peterson Flake or Orlick Golden Sliced or Escudo. I've been using those to break in new pipes. But Virginias, that leads me to something I did want to talk about. I was thinking about this earlier. How there's kind of almost a little caste system, right? We've talked about this before as well. How I read in some post on Pipe Smokers Den that the trajectory of a pipe smoker starts with aromatics generally, because they don't know what they're doing or whatever. It's drugstore over-the-counter codger stuff. I guess that's kind of the premise of that, right? Or the connotation of that. And then their tastes mature and they move on to Englishes or Balkans, Englishes and Balkans or something. And then after that, they graduate to Virginias. And it was almost like with a tinge of embarrassment, I put out my, I think it was my last video, Desert Island Blend, And I was thinking, I really feel right now that my Mixture 965 is kind of that blend for me right now. I know that would change, and maybe I'm heading towards, just pretty strictly just a Virginia guy. And that reminds me again of that famous Matches quote where he says, I wanted so bad to be a Virginia guy, but he was a lowly, burly chump. It was just a funny way to kind of, that's a lot of class, And that almost makes it so there's an honor, there seems to be an honor among burly smokers. That they're iconoclastic rebels somehow, which is cool. Yeah. Is that a thing? Am I wrong about that? Am I picking up the wrong sort of idea there? Yeah, it's so that trajectory, right? Arrows to Englishes to Virginias, and then strangely, and then there might be a branch off from there where somebody gets deep into Burleys because they're, that's kind of cool, and they develop a taste for it. Maybe even first, out of being a rebel, I'm gonna get into Burleys, and kind of get out of the leave the popular table and become a rebel. And then I was talking to Jonathan Blake 1827, and he's into he's circled all the way around. He's into aromatics, I guess, at times now. And that reminded me of another thing I saw on Pipe Smokers Den, where they're somebody wrote, it takes a pro to smoke arrows, and I could see that. Like what I'm finding about, and I don't know much about this. I've yet to try them, but these Lakeland blends, which are not, I shouldn't be talking about this because I don't know a lot about it, but I guess they're not strictly aromatics in the sense of, toppings and casings, but they're somehow aromatic adjacent. Am I wrong about that? Oh, and then I saw another thing to kind of prop up the argument for English smokers. Do you know Peace Pipe Man? I watch his videos sometimes, and if you watch any of his videos, you know that he's a early morning pipe smoker. A light English. There was one video he showed his cellar of early morning pipe, and I mean that's more than my entire store. You get a lot of cellared early morning pipe. So who knows? I mean, what's your idea of the trajectory? Is there, I mean, do all these transgressions and winding, curving trajectories just say that people end up smoking what they like? Clearly you're going to smoke what you like, and clearly you're going to develop a taste for things. And I think that part of the Virginia, and this is another thing I was talking to Jonathan/Blake about, or he was talking to me about it. He said that, about the nuances of Virginias and how they sort of slowly give up their secrets. And they are very, I found, very sort of esoteric in that regard. Virginias. They might come off as sort of subtle or just I don't know, bland's the word, but they don't necessarily, Virginias don't seem to fully reveal themselves to you right away. It seems like there's an initiation into Virginiaism. What's helping me with Virginias is this, I talk about it before, this DGT, because I think it is helping me access some of the flavor profile that is that would normally be reserved for one who A, has tons of aged Virginia in their cellar, or B, has developed that extra sensory perception for the deeper hidden nuances of Virginias. What do you think about all this? I don't know. I'm just kind of finding my way through it, you know? Are you a Virginia guy?